Welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger, and with me, as always, I think, it's been a while since we've done this, is Trevor Scott.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm rather under the weather, and wasn't that weird last week? You know, it was like a blast from the past when the podcast accountants finally let episode 300 out of the bag.
That's right. They spent so long not letting us release an episode 300, and then when we finally recorded one, they withheld it. Just like withholding taxes.
Not letting us know where the actual download files were, and then it turns out that there was a bit of miscommunication, and
they've been sitting there a while. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Hey, episode 300's out. Well done.
It worked out. Yeah, thank you to the Inconsolables in maybe their last podcast to be aired, unfortunately.
No, they've got another 3 or 4.
They've got some in the bank. Okay,
they said they're going to stop at 350, which
they're winding down. Fair enough. Well, we're glad to have them on anyway. And yes, for those who might not be following along and realizing we haven't recorded in nearly 3 months,
it feels weird,
because I've
currently got COVID. So,
and Trevor has COVID just in time.
Yeah, I'm feeling fucking not great.
But we're going to do our best. We're going to record an episode, and because we don't miss a week, and we haven't missed a week since 2016.
Which is fucking insane. Anyway, that's two and a half minutes
Trevor,
down.
What is this fucking show that we're doing on radio?
This is a video game podcast thingy that we have 2 random word generators, and we get words and we throw them at each other. You know how it works. We're going to play the game Click Pitch.
We're going to play Click Pitch. We're going to throw words at each other, turn them into game designs. Let's do it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, click.
Figure.
Let down.
Okay.
Did you say figure or bigger?
Figure.
With an F?
Yes.
Okay. Keeps cutting out right as you say that first syllable. Figure let down. Okay. My mind immediately went to like a Toy Story-esque action figure being like let down on a rope or something, like out of a window, you know.
Okay.
So maybe this is obviously not a licensed Toy Story, because we can't get the rights to actual Toy Story.
No, so I don't think we can.
No, you know, we're too unproven as a game design studio to get that. But maybe we can take some inspiration.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have our main character who is a sort of ragdoll, maybe like a caveman.
Oh, yeah.
Stony,
yeah. I do like a caveman-esque sort of character.
There's a mammoth on my foot.
There's something about like him being, you know, him having like an English accent, and you know.
Oh yeah, he's very well spoken. Pardon me, sir. Do you think you could bang those rocks together and see if you could make a little spark for me?
I don't know. There's just something that warms my heart when I think of something like that. I'm thinking maybe a Hugh Laurie type, you know.
Totally. You know, we can't get Toy Story rights, but we can definitely get Hugh Laurie to do the voice. So
100%.
We'll get Hugh Laurie. Maybe we can get Stephen Fry back as well, like reunited.
Yeah, bit of Fry and Laurie.
Just get a bit of Fry and Laurie in there, and the main two cavemen toys, because they're still toys. Remember?
Yeah. Well, that's why the you know, the caveman being English actually works. You know, it's you know,
they're English toys. They are made in Britain.
Yeah,
but I think all the other toys, you know, consider them so primitive, right?
Yeah.
They look down on them. They don't know anything about in the very much the way that the space the spaceman that we don't have a license for thought that he was actually in space.
Yeah.
These cavemen don't know anything about the current day. They are stuck in time. And while they're sort of getting used to it, everyone looks down on them.
Yeah, but surprisingly, they know a lot about tea.
Yeah, well, that was one of the first things they invented.
Yeah.
Fire,
it was
to
tea
heat the water,
and then fire.
tea. Oh, yeah. They did start with tea. They were just putting, tea, leaves
then
in
fire,
water. And it didn't work very well.
And then they put water. I think it went tea, fire, water.
So just they were just chewing leaves.
No, they were they chewing leaves, and then they thought, what if we smoked them? And then they put it in water, and that's when it all worked. They put it all together.
That's when they figured out the tea problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Then after chewing on the leaves for quite a while and realising that kind of gets stuck in your teeth and all that sort of stuff, they then worked out a strainer and...
Yeah. Yeah, they've got it down pat now.
Yeah.
They've got some sort of mammal sitting nearby to just, squeeze in a little fresh from the nipple. Mm-hmm. It's actually it's one of old McDonald's cows, the little from the toy set. Let's stick to mammals that traditionally give milk.
Yep.
What else would be in a kid's bedroom? I guess a teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got nipples. Can you milk it?
This teddy's got nibbles. Brian Laurie, can you milk it?
I knew you'd get my reference.
What's the game? What's the game here? Real-time strategy?
I know. I kind of like it being a buddy movie or a buddy game of
buddy comedy kind of thing. Yeah,
the Hugh Laurie character and unlicensed spaceman. Maybe this is
they call him Zap Dark Month.
Yeah, sounds like unlike anything else I've ever heard of.
No, completely original character.
Yeah. Was it Dark Month or was it Dark Decade?
Well, I mean, it depends
very dark.
How much he's been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he's an alcoholic.
So I think their child left home years ago.
Yeah, okay. They've been abandoned.
They've been abandoned for a while. They're still living, and they hear from the mother who's still living in this place that
it's she's old. She's 80s.
Yeah, and he's been on some hard times, and they're like, we've got to go and we've got to
go save.
Yeah,
we're gonna go save.
And then it's like a huge sprawling adventure, where
so it's maybe almost a bit of It Takes Two.
Yeah.
In a lot of senses, really.
Yes.
2-player co-op.
Yes.
Going through kind of spaces as dolls. But you have to
basically
get out of the house and then get on a bus
across the entire city. In fact, even the entire state.
But he moved away.
Yeah,
he's got a family. And there's a very heartwarming end where you finally reach him and he's got his own kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at these two Stone Age caveman toys, and they're not into it. Who would play with those?
God,
no. You'd have the theme.
You do the thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, click.
God.
Limbo.
Routine.
Okay. So I think with Limbo we could take it in a few directions. We obviously have done many games inspired by the game Limbo.
I think we did a VR Limbo at one stage, and I just realised how fucking dangerous that would actually be.
well, okay, sorry. You mean the physical game of Limbo that you play with the music going in the bar. I was talking about the dark side-scrolling
So it's a dark
game by
side-scrolling adventure,
Playdead.
but you control the game via doing limbo actions in VR.
Hey, come on. Maybe in this dark side scrolling game, but limbo is a mechanic in the game. There's just a lot of bending backwards under things. Instead of a crouch button, you've got a limbo button.
You've got to bend backwards.
Bend backwards at the knees.
Oh, but it's got like Q-op controls, so you got to like balance the forward point and all this sort of stuff. Like, you know, you got to.
What if you're
center of gravity and all this sort of stuff?
What if you're an alien with backwards knees? How does limbo work?
You bend forward.
You go forward?
Yeah. Do shit. Front heavy. You just.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
What was your word?
Routine.
Routine. Okay.
So, I mean, going with your dark limbo thing, you know.
Yeah, without the actual bending backwards limbo, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
You still want to keep that up?
I do like that as like that's...
Okay. Sorry, I'll yes and you on that then.
So, the character that you actually play, Hermes Conrad.
Okay, it's a
Futurama
licensing.
game. Yeah.
We're licensing Futurama. Okay, we can afford that.
Yeah,
even though they're obviously desperate. They've just released a bunch of new episodes, haven't they?
Yes, really good.
Yeah, are they? I've been watching from the beginning. I decided I'm going to watch all of Futurama again. Then, cool. Okay, so you play Hermes Conrad, who can limbo into anything.
Yeah, under a fridge.
It has been shown. Yes,
but I think that gives, you know, an idea.
It's essentially a superpower. Then
it is a superpower.
Anything that there's even a slight gap on, you will be able to get through.
Yeah. I think it is a somewhat, you know, like a 2.5D. So there are.
I was about to say, should it be like isometric almost? Like it's a fixed isometric view. So that, because you kind of need that angle to make it work. Because when they did it on the show, it doesn't make physical sense. But if you do it at that angle, you can kind of fake it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a 1.5 inch gap. I can get under that.
Yeah. So is this just then a day in the life of Hermes Conrad in Planet Express, the routine of it?
Or he's been captured by the aliens of Vergon 6 or whatever.
One of the
many
villains.
Yeah. And he's going to escape.
Omicron Persei.
Yeah, Omicron Persei 8 is what I was trying to think.
Yeah, is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, being captured by them, and the only way out is to basically limbo his way out of their thing and get back to the Planet Express ship.
Okay.
That he can then use to help get Bender and all them out.
Yeah. So they're all trapped. They're all trapped on the...
They're all trapped.
I kind of then like the idea of almost a Lost Vikings-esque... Everyone has their own sort of verb.
Bender,
Hermes'
bend.
verb is limbo. Yes. But... maybe Bender can help you limbo by bending you further than you could ever bend before.
He can bend you to a specific degree if you need to get to...
Yes. 32 degrees, 33...
31.
31. Fuck, those early episodes bring me back on that show. I've rewatched the first season and that's it. But
there is one part of that first episode that just blows my mind every single time, and it's when Bender's arms fall off, and then one of his arms puts in one, and then the other one puts in the other one.
I don't know how you did that. That pilot, I used to be able to recite that pilot off just memory. It's wow.
Then you get to the end and
it just goes on and on.
Starts throwing barrels at you.
Fry, pizza going out. Come on.
You stink, loser.
I hate my life.
Pizza for icy wiener. Oh, crud. Yeah,
here's to another lousy millennium.
So I think this is our new Futurama podcast, which we
Futurama rewatch podcast.
We recite every single line by ourselves,
just do all
off by heart. God, that's so good. 3, 2, 1, click.
3, 2, 1, click. Supersonics
topic.
Supersonics topic.
Mm-hmm.
Topic makes me think of Hot Topic, which we never had here, but it's generally one of those like pop culture stores.
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking of Granny Mays and What's New and...
Oh, Granny Mays. Yeah, I was trying to think of the ones we had here. They always had that like R-rated section in the back with just like all the novelty sex toys.
Yeah.
Well, not even in the back. There was just like one wall in there.
And in the front window for some stupid reason. Like...
Yeah, just a big like novelty dildo or something.
What's that? God. So what was yours again? Sorry.
Supersonics.
How are you getting 2 words?
No, it's one word.
Supersonics. Okay.
Supersonics.
Okay, so this is
Supersonics.
This is when Sonic makes his way into the real world and he goes and visits a Granny Mays. And
is anyone going to get that right? They're not around anymore, right? Like, they shut down decades ago. Granny Mays. Okay.
I knew that you'd love it. Like,
yeah.
And
like, just the fact that you pulled that, I would not have been able to pull the name of that store. What's New, maybe? Because I think they're still around.
Oh, I don't know.
Or at least, I think they lasted longer.
Yeah. So anyway, Supersonic ends up, back in early 1990s Australia. In a Granny Mays.
Takes the escalator down from the Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm.
And sees the Granny Mays. And there's him.
Yeah.
On a mug.
Yep.
It's a statue of him.
Gotta go fast. And he goes, that's my catchphrase.
That's what I say that all the time.
But this one looks a little bit fucked up, and his name's Sanic.
I've got only 3 spikes on my back. Why does this one have 7? And I'm getting a very like Homer in that 3D episode because we're going all the way back in tonight. This is a nostalgic.
Somehow we've got memes from the future, like
yeah. So what does he do? What is this? I'm also picturing just like a hyper realistic, human world.
So what happens is he goes, you know what? This is a weird world. I think I've got to work in this shop. And then the rest of it is just...
Get a job. It's like a weird, having to serve customers and just ring things up. But you're Sonic. And you can put on boosts of super speed when someone brings up the
either you're Sonic or you're the manager of this Granny Maze. And you've got to deal with Sonic always knocking over the Sanic mugs because he doesn't like his likeness.
Yeah, every time someone comes to buy a Sanic mug, it mysteriously breaks.
And you see a golden blur because that's right, he's Super Sonic. Because
that's true. Yes, yeah, he's somehow. Isn't that a time limited thing?
No,
he's got all the chaos gems, right?
Yeah, he's high on chaos emeralds all the time.
He's chaos emeralds. There you go. That's what it was. Yeah, super chaotic.
Yeah, he crushed them up, and he's just been sniffing them like nobody's business, doing lines of chaos emeralds.
Lines of chaos emerald dust. I mean, for someone who works at a Granny Maze, I don't think that's that unusual.
No. In fact, the manager realizes that if he puts a little bit of chaos emerald into like a snow globe, And when you shake it around, it looks pretty, and they sell really well.
They sell really well.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done one game tonight. 3, 2, 1, click.
It's still fun. We're still laughing and...
Yes, I'm not complaining.
No. Moral.
Here you go. Billiards.
Moral
billiards. You have to decide if you're willing to sacrifice these balls and knock them down these holes.
Well,
to
billiards
their death.
doesn't actually have holes. So... Billiards is actually a game that only has 6 sides. It's just that a lot of the time they do try to play. Like, if you go check out the game of billiards, it's kind of weird.
Well, hang on. I thought billiards was mostly like a category of game.
So billiards is a game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And a billiards table...
So it doesn't have pockets. Well, that's less fun if it doesn't have pockets. What do you do? Wait, what do you do?
So the game of billiards is where there are 3 balls. One is a red ball, one is a white ball, and one is a white ball with a black dot. And the idea is that you... it's 2 players, one who plays with the cue ball, and the other one who plays with the cue ball with the black dot. And you have to shoot and basically call your shot as to, like... The red ball will go off these 2 sides, and
just off the sides.
And then if you go the red ball into the white ball, or it's these sort of things, and each one is worth a different amount of points. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
I don't want to do that then. That's weird.
But yes,
let's make it pool or snooker or something.
Yes. Cue sports. But
so I think
sports.
Yes, all the balls have like personalities.
Ooh. Oh, you know what you got to do. You can't upset the balance. You can't go too. You can't knock down too many of the negative ones, because then they'll start ganging up inside the machine and. Oh,
like just the asshole balls.
Yeah. So you've actually
the right wingers,
basically
the Trump supporters of the MAGA balls. They've all got fucking little red caps on.
Yep. So you it's kind of like,
but also you want to sink them because you want to get them off the table.
You want them off the table, but it's also you can't let them get too much of a majority down below, because then they'll just overrun
they'll
everything
rise up and try to overthrow democracy. I mean the pool table.
They might actually convert some of your leftist balls that you
sent down there. Because I mean, you still have to win the game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This is getting very political as well, not just moral.
You've also, like, the further you get into the game, the weirder it gets, because you start getting, like Scientologists, and you start getting flat Earth balls, like.
That, despite being a sphere themselves, don't believe the Earth is. No, actually, it's the opposite. They're sphere tablists. They think that the pool table is a sphere. Because we're spheres. Why wouldn't the table be a sphere? It's not flat. You're insane.
We literally see the edges. It's like
we bounce off the edges.
It's because of the treaty of 1930 by NASA that has erected a border around the table. The table actually goes on forever and goes around and meets again on the other side.
I mean, I guess technically they're true if you think of the table being on the Earth, but in the context of the table, they're definitely. Incorrect. So is this just a whole society then?
You know what? Fuck all the rest of it. I want to see this flat table versus sphere table.
Sphere table. That's the game. You saying
that's the
whole thing? Yeah, well, I think what it is it's basically, you are somehow creating a world that is on a pool table, and it's like time is different, right? They're in little communities that are just the clusters of balls on the table.
Oh, and all they know is the world that exists for them, and, you know, they can see the roof and all this sort of stuff, and then one of them gets launched off the table and finds out there's a bigger world, and when they get put back on, they actually, you know, they try telling everyone, like, there's another world out there, like...
Well, because what I was thinking, though, is that, like, life for these balls, it takes place over just the course of a single game of pool. And, like, they don't know when the White Menace is going to come and smash them out of their communities.
Yeah.
To potentially fall down a chasm.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again, and to be mourned by all their fellow balls who they've known for decades, their time.
Yeah.
And the great, like, stick-wielding gods.
Well, because
they sometimes catch glimpses of moving.
I think I do kind of like the idea of, you know, you don't sort of... They're way too big and way too out of focus for them to sort of
That's
see,
it.
because
I
they're
think
just focused.
you see atmosphere, you see clouds, and also because of the time dilation between them, they move very slowly. So you may catch a glimpse. If you look close enough, you might see that behind the cloud there are sort of figures moving very, very slowly.
Oh my
but it's
God,
like if you were to watch the moon moving across the sky.
And it gets dark, and then it's like instead of you know, stars coming out, it's just literally down lamps and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the star comes out again, and it's like it's a fluorescent bulb.
There's like there's a great beer lake in the corner that occasionally will get dried up, and, you know, then another one will appear somewhere,
and they're all like, you know, we have to protect, you know, the 8-ball and all this sort of stuff, so they're all jumping in front and
well that's the thing, do they even know? It's like actually the 8-ball is never taken. Like, they hear history. I mean, I guess if they've got historical records of previous games, essentially, that, like, the one marked with the 8 will be taken last.
And then one day they look around, and there's just 9 of them, and it's like, oh crap, we're numbered 1 to 9, you know. And of course 9-ball works very different to 8-ball in the fact that it's got to be in order. So
right.
So then, you know, the 8-ball is just going, oh, phew, I've been numbered 8 this time. And
well, are they the same personality, though? I feel like every time a new game comes along, it's like the next generation or something.
Yeah. What if one of them actually remembered?
Right, they didn't die. They held on. They held on as they went,
and it's because
down into the black abyss.
When they get launched off the table, they realise that the world is bigger than just
this, and then all their friends come back with their memories wiped.
It's kind of like the movie Edge of Tomorrow, you know, with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
It's this one ball that has figured out how to keep their memory essentially across resets by the hold on. The rest of them, as they go in and like come in, like, you know, the pub tables that drop all the balls back out, that's the memory reset, and this one has managed to keep getting stuck, and they have to get pulled out from the top or something, and that means they don't lose their memory. I still, yet again though, I don't know what the game. Do you roll around in this game like that? And talk to people? Is it like an RPG?
I think there are RPG mechanics because, of course, there's almost like there's always a timer sort of down as in we know the White Menace is coming soon. You can sort of walk around this sort of area.
It's like a quick time event every now and then, and as long as you pass it, you jump out of the way and the cue ball just like flies past you. It's someone else. It's another NPC.
I love the idea of every now and again you see this massive like hoop thing come down, you know, the arch with like the 3.
Oh, yeah. It's just like a weather phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's like a rainbow, and then the cue comes, and you know someone's going to be taken, or might be taken, or at least he's going to leave town for a while.
Yeah.
As they get blasted across the landscape.
I know. I just love the idea of every time that you come back up, you're sort of almost having these little conversations, and
and the thing is, you love it because you're there with all your friends at the very beginning, encased in this strange triangular building.
Now, I think it's almost like they're actually they're not really spheres at this stage. I think they're almost like people that can walk around and talk and all this sort of stuff, and it's only when you...
Well, that's it. Maybe we even, like... It's not obvious from the beginning that this is a pool table or a cue sports or whatever it is. It's just people. It's just people. And they're dressed in different colours.
Shirts and all this sort of stuff. Like, and there's like a little number that they've each got in some sort of position.
And then there's this crazy person dressed in white. He'll come running through and just like kidnap
people.
and yeah, it's like a role-playing game.
And end of the first act, the white ball comes in so hard that it knocks you and the white ball off the table.
Right. And you're in a different world.
You're a different world.
The grass is no longer green.
Grass is no longer green. It's basically your spheres, and you're looking around and it's like, oh my god, you know what's going on, and you come back.
Right, at that point, you actually become like the balls.
Yeah, and then when you get put back on the table, it's like, oh my god, you guys won't believe what just happened.
I love this idea then of there's actually a section of gameplay where you're just rolling around in a pub. In real time, as in the you know the upper world time, and then but you can't get away. You get picked up. You get put back on the table.
I think later on in the game, like maybe Act 3, you're switching between the worlds. Like
you figured out a way to.
You find out what happened.
You realize when the White Menace comes, if you jump, then you'll usually get like launched upwards. And if you're near one of the great walls, the great barriers at the edge of our world, then you may be flung out.
But what I love is the fact that you lost a like your best friend or partner or something like that.
Oh, like, yeah.
And you remember, it's like, and everyone else goes, no, you're kidding me. You know, the 7 has always been this person. Like, no. This 7 is not.
No, this 7 is 7. You're all different.
And
You've all changed.
Turns out that they were originally from another table. And the ball was lost and they were replaced and moved on.
Oh, I see. Just that. Okay.
And so... Yeah,
it's like, no, I saw 7 go over the wall. It wasn't 7 who came back.
Yeah.
It might say 7 on her shirt, but that's not 7.
No, not the 7.
Not my 7.
And it then becomes
there's heart-wrenching scene as 11 gets knocked down the hole, and you're like holding on to them at the edge, trying to save them, to going down into the abyss at the corner of the 2 walls. You just can't save them.
And then the camera zooms out, and somehow the balls are just kind of attached to each other.
At any point in the game, you can hit a button and it zooms out to the actual, like, what the table looks like from a human's perspective.
And there's just two guys that are absolutely fucking smashed off their brains going, what the fuck is going on in this game?
Cable's weird. Is there magnets in these balls? I think I'm just drunk. And he zoomed back in. I'll never let you go.
I fucking love it. That's my favourite idea of tonight.
That's really funny.
It's so good.
Yep. Well, that's a good one to end on then. I think that brings us to the end of our first episode back in a long while.
Have fun,
at least from our perspective. Oh, it's fine. I'm just going to leave it all in.
Fine.
Thank you for joining us this week on Bitstorm. If you'd like to find all of our previous episodes online, go to podchaser.com/Bitstorm. They're all there. If you'd like to find any of our previous episodes offline, I don't know. I can send you a mixtape, I guess. Let me know.
Via snail mail.
Yeah. I'll do it.
If you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure. It's not over the
off of the Containment album failure.
Off of the album Containment Failure by the band Kuradust. We were part of that band and it's pretty awesome, and so go to kuradust.bandcamp.com and you can find all the stuff there.
That's right. So thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I'm Zap Dark Decade.